It was late October, and the fog had rolled in so thick that night it almost looked solid. I was driving along Route 6 in northern Pennsylvania, heading back to my apartment after visiting a friend. It was one of those long, rural highways where you can drive for miles without seeing another car or house. The fog started off light, just a thin layer across the road. But about 20 minutes into the drive, it became something else entirely. My headlights barely cut through it. Everything outside the car looked like a gray wall. Even the trees on the side of the road were almost invisible. So I slowed down to about 30 miles an hour. I remember gripping the steering wheel tighter than usual because I honestly couldn't see more than 10 feet ahead. That's when I noticed something strange. Up ahead in the fog, there was a silhouette. At first I thought it was just a road sign or maybe a mailbox, but as I got closer, I realized it was a person standing in the middle of the road. I slammed the brakes immediately. The car skidded slightly on the damp pavement before stopping maybe 15 feet away from him. He didn't move. He just stood there, a tall man, completely still. I rolled down my window and shouted, "Hey, you okay?" No response. He was wearing what looked like a long coat, but I couldn't see his face clearly through the fog. Something about the way he stood there just felt wrong. After about 10 seconds, I decided I wasn't getting out of the car, so I slowly started rolling forward, expecting him to move. But he didn't. He just stood there. Then suddenly, he stepped off the road and disappeared into the fog on the passenger side. No sound, no footsteps, just gone. I kept driving, trying to calm myself down. But about 5 minutes later, the fog got even thicker, and that's when my headlights hit something again. Another silhouette, standing in the middle of the road. My stomach dropped immediately, because this time, it looked like the exact same man. Same height, same coat, same completely still posture. And the nearest intersection was at least 10 miles back. I didn't stop this time. I slowly drove around him. As I passed, I glanced to my right. For just a second, I could see his face through the fog. He wasn't looking at me. His head was turned toward the trees, like he was waiting for something inside the woods. I sped up and didn't stop driving until I got home. The next morning, I looked up the road out of curiosity. Apparently, there had been a fatal hit and run on that same stretch of Route 6 about 10 years earlier. A man had been struck while standing in the road during heavy fog.
A few years ago, my friend Matt and I decided to take a weekend trip to the Oregon coast. We rented a small cabin near the woods about 15 minutes from the shoreline. The first day was perfect. Clear skies, cool air, typical Pacific Northwest scenery. But that night, a fog rolled in off the ocean, and it came in fast. By the time we finished dinner around 9 p.m., the entire area outside the cabin was covered in thick white fog. You couldn't see the road anymore. Matt thought it would be funny to take a walk through it, just to see how creepy it looked. I wasn't thrilled about the idea, but we grabbed flashlights and walked down the dirt road anyway. At first, it was actually kind of cool. The fog made everything completely silent, like the world had been muted. Our flashlights barely reached past 20 feet. After about 10 minutes of walking, we both heard something. Footsteps. Behind us. We both turned around instantly. Nothing. Just fog. Matt laughed and said it was probably an animal, so we kept walking. But a minute later, we heard it again. 2 slow footsteps, like someone stepping on gravel, then stopping. This time we didn't move. We just listened. Silence. Then suddenly, one single footstep, right behind us. Matt swung his flashlight around immediately. The beam cut through the fog, and for a split second we both saw a figure standing there, just outside the edge of the light, completely still. The moment the light hit it fully, there was nothing there. We both froze. Matt whispered, "Did you see that?" I nodded. Neither of us said another word. We just turned around and walked back to the cabin as fast as we could. But the weirdest part happened the next morning. When we checked the road outside the cabin, there were only two sets of footprints in the dirt. Mine and Matt's. No third set.
When I was in college, a few friends and I drove up to a quiet beach along Lake Michigan in Illinois. It was late at night, around midnight. We just wanted to sit by the water and talk. There were 4 of us total. The beach was completely empty. No houses nearby, no lights except the moon reflecting off the lake. After about half an hour, a fog started rolling in from the water. At first, it looked pretty cool, like something out of a movie, but within minutes, it got incredibly thick. So thick, we couldn't even see the shoreline anymore. The lake had completely disappeared into white fog. That's when my friend Tyler pointed something out. About 30 yards down the beach, there was someone standing near the water, just a dark shape in the fog. We assumed it was another person walking the beach, but something felt strange about it. The figure wasn't moving at all, just standing there, facing the lake. We watched it for a minute, then 2 minutes, still no movement. Tyler yelled out, "Hey!" No response. Another friend shouted, "You good?" Nothing. Then suddenly, the figure took a single step forward into the lake, then another and another, until the fog swallowed it completely. We all stood there in silence, waiting to hear splashing, or swimming, or anything, but the lake stayed completely quiet. The next day, we checked the news just out of curiosity. There was no report of anyone drowning, no missing person, nothing. But ever since that night, I've avoided beaches when the fog rolls in, because I still can't explain what we saw walking into that water.